Well, I think a medal can do several things for a wine producer. First of all, obviously, if they get a good medal, then that's kudos and recognition that they're doing a good job. But I think smart wineries will also have a look at the competition, see, particularly if they're disappointed with their medal, they need to go and taste wines that have won medals and compare and learn from it.
I think that the medals from competitions can be very useful for Eastern European producers, as many of them are not so well known globally, and these medals can bring this sort of assurance to the consumer.
And obviously when you make wine, you believe that you're making good wine, but it's that third-party sort of validation of your wines that I think is really useful. And I think it's not just useful in terms of promoting your wines to consumers, but it's also useful feedback on what you're doing. Effectively, you're getting an idea of what the market thinks about your wines.
From an expert panel to the producer itself, and they get really to see what people from different nations as well, right? I mean, because the Wine Awards is not just one country, that there are only Hungarian judges. It's a very international mix of people from America to Turkey, Germany, Austria, and diversity, right? And this is what's great.
If an international jury recognizes its wines, on that case, that wine is suitable for the international market.
I believe it's a wonderful opportunity for Central European producers to be recognized on the global scale, not only in Europe, but I think it will extend outside of Europe and even reach where I am from, which is the United States. And perhaps importers and exporters will take note of these wines.
Also, I think this is increasingly important for the retail sector, because for wine professionals, the point from the wines maybe doesn't mean that much, because they understand the wine and they judge it for their preferences, their environment. But for those people who doesn't know much about wine, a point is the very accurate thing to consider when they are buying wine.
I would say that this is one of the most inexpensive and most efficient ways of differentiating yourself from thousands or 10,000s or sometimes millions of other producers in the world.
I think for the producers it's very important because they have their wines in comparison. Funny enough, producers never compare their wines with other producers. They actually ask people like me to compare their wines, and for them they get an objective judgment. So we are tasting blind. I don't know what I've got this morning. I just know white, straightforward white oaked, and some complex whites, and otherwise I can't say anything. I'm not even sure with the variety.
Because what we are doing here as jury members, we are first of all isolating our own taste, what we like, what we don't like, because it's irrelevant. So we don't take it into account, but we are doing a quality assessment. So it is a good filtering. What is good quality, what is not good quality. And when I say quality, I do not necessarily talk about the price level. That's a different thing.
Don't have the reputation if you want to come onto a market like Germany, where people don't know who Szepsi is, who else Yamatal is, and so on. Then I think it's good to have a medal on the bottle, because people they cannot trust the name, they cannot trust the winemaker because they don't know them. They might not even know about the varieties like Haslivelu or Fumint, and so they just follow a medal. So I think it's a help in a market where you are quite new and the consumer is unexperienced with your wines.